Hello, everyone. Welcome back to SAT Math Question of the Day with Professor Emeritus Seth Chaiken and Seth's brother Joel. We're here to hopefully show you how to approach SAT math questions, if not a lot of math questions. We have run out of official new modern SAT math questions. We're going to have to use some other source, perhaps Khan Academy. But in the meantime, till we get our act together, we're pulling questions from old SATs, from really old SATs. But these are not old SAT style questions. These are questions that were on old SATs but could be on the modern test or the post 2016 test. On Thursdays, we do problems that are not on the modern test. But this one's just a percent question, so let's go for it. Okay, you can see this on the modern test. Okay, please look at, read it, do it, and then come back and we'll talk about it together. Okay, welcome back. Class of 30 girls, 40 boys, sponsored something. Is 60% of the girls and 20% of the boys went on the ride. What percent of the class went on the ride? So this is a percent question, and you're doing percent of things. I really like the formula. Is over of is P over 100. And it is of percent problems if the slower way to do it, but the way you always get it right is just you put stuff into here, into this formula, and then you get the answers. But you have to be a little smarter here because it's not just a simple question. You have to add the girls and the boys, and then you have to know how to get the percentage of a number. So let me start. 60% of the girls. So 60 over 100 is how many girls over 30? So most people would just do 0.3 times 60, right? Most people would just do that, which is 18.
That's the way I would do it.
Of course, that's how most people do it. That's how most
And
people
make
do it.
that point really visible so it doesn't look
Yeah.
like a 3.
Yeah. So now let's do the second one like most people are going to do. Most people are just going to say 25% of, and when you do of in fractions and percents, you multiply. Make sure you get those boys right, not the girls. It's a quarter of 40. This may not have been a calculated test, but we know this is 10.
That's a 10.
This is a quarter of 40. We're doing some tricks with math. So we add these together. You have 28 people. Now we go back to this formula. They're asking, got to answer the question, what percent of the class went on the ride? It would be 28 over the sum. 70 would be P over 100. And the answer is P.
Yeah.
Right now, you got to make sure you read this right because the fractions, you got to make sure you're doing the fractions right. So let's see. What percent of the class? What do you think, Sam?
Well, you could. The thing is, being an old question.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't expect people to use calculators, so they picked numbers to make the arithmetic easy if you know your arithmetic facts.
Yeah.
And so it's set up. They told you to take how many? 6/10 of 30, which is which came out to 18, and a quarter of 40, which is 1/4 of 40 is 10.
Wait a second.
And then they made it come out so that the answer is 28/700ths fraction, right. Or in other words, 28 over 70 times 100%. And they made it so that the numerator is divisible. The numerator is divisible by 7.
Right. Wait.
So you can cancel the 7s and get 4 over 10, 4/10, and 4/10 is 40%.
Wait, stop. I made a mistake here. Oh, look at this. It may not have mattered. This is 0.6 times 30.
Uh-oh.
Not 0.3 times 60.
Oh.
Right? But you still get 18, right? You still get 18.
Yeah,
you still get 18, but wow, look at that.
What you did, you didn't make a mistake. What you did was you converted 60% to 3/10.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I saw they were
no.
Oh.
60. Oh, 60. Oh, no, that's wrong.
Yeah, I did it wrong. Yeah, I did it wrong. Yeah, it's okay. I did it wrong, but I still got the right answer because my lights freaked out on me there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't matter, but the proper way to do this is I'll put it in green. The proper one
it's
is
60%.
Yeah.
So, which is what you said. You did it over here. You wrote it over here.
I know, but I wrote that afterwards.
Okay.
I wrote that afterwards.
I don't know.
I wrote that afterwards.
So who knows how you? Yeah.
No, I still got the right answer. I mean, I still got the numbers right: the 60 and the 30 and the divide by 100. So.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I would again though what you said most people would do.
Yeah.
And I'm always skeptical when you say most people.
I'm sorry.
But I would approach it rather than mess around with a 4-symbol expression. Why not? That you have to solve for X. Use a 2-term expression that you just simplify. 60% times 60% of the girls, 60% times the number of girls.
Right, 30.
And that gives it right away.
That's right.
And then you calculate it or to do it. So it's what is it? It's 6 times 3 is 18. And, is it 1.8? Is it 18 or 180? Well, it's clearly 18.
Right.
Because it's, it's a fraction of the girls, a bit more than a half.
Right.
Bingo, 18.
Right.
And then you do 20%, 5% of the boys. Well, 25% is 1/4.
Right.
So 1/4 of 40 boys. 40 boys is 4 groups of 10 boys. That's 10. So that's a quarter of that is 10. 18. Right. Then 18 plus 10 is 28. Divided by the total number of kids in the class, and that gives it.
Right. So that's true. The older tests, even if we try to find a question that could be on a modern test, really required you to have more of a number sense, to just know that
number sense
of 30 is 18. These tests sort of required you to have more of that intuitive number sense.
Yeah, actually, when I first looked at the question, I thought that I might approach it by estimating and using an intuitive number sense. So I figured that I thought that was the case. But then I realized the question uses fewer girls than boys in the whole class, but a larger percentage of girls go on the hayride.
Right.
There are more boys than girls in the whole class, but fewer percent of the boys go on the hayride.
Yeah.
So, so the answer is somewhere strictly between 25 and 60. Then I looked at the choices, and they gave one choice that's out of the ballpark. 70% impossible.
Yeah.
But they gave 5 choices that are pretty close together.
Yeah.
And then I realized, you cannot do this intuitively.
Yeah. Right.
You have to look at the details of the numbers, and perhaps even distinguish. And indeed, they're distinguished. These three choices all differ. They all differ by 5%.
Yeah.
It's a tiny amount.
Right.
And so this forces you to do the calculations, pretty accurately. How accurately? Roughly to within 5%.
Yeah, which means
which is pretty accurate. That's 1 in 20.
Right.
That is less than one. You can't make You can't. You have to be correct up to 2 digits.
Right. Yeah. So that
even a little more.
So that means you got to do the problem carefully and neatly. Sort of. This is fairly neat for us. That's for sure. Especially for me. But you got to take your time on this question. You really, it's not a great idea to rush, because if you make a mistake.
So while you're talking, I will do it neatly on top.
Okay, well, we need to give you some space. So neater.
Okay, I'll just leave it quiet. I'll show you show you how to do it neatly.
Very neatly. So in a problem like this, you got to slow down because there's a danger, a real danger here if you go too fast of using the wrong numbers in the wrong places. Now, I actually did that. I did use the wrong numbers in the wrong places, but by multiplying, you get the same answer. But if you mess up the 30 and the 40 and the 25 and the 60, then you're going to get the wrong answer. And I bet, we're not going to waste our time doing it, but I bet these distractors, oops, sorry, I said that was bad. I bet these distractors here are what happen when you do them, when you get the numbers wrong. So you have to be careful on this question. Slow down. This is not a question that you want to do in 3 seconds.
That is writing out the numbers so that you could just do the arithmetic.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. So, and then what's nice about, if you ever get in trouble on percent problems and you're not sure what to do, you can always resort to this is-of formula. It'll really, really help you when things aren't so obvious and easy. Well, not obvious, but most people, well, Seth says most people. Going into this test, you really should know how to do a percent of a number if the percents and the numbers are normal. Like, really should go into the SAT knowing how to do 35% of, let's say, 60. Okay, now that may not be an even number, but you should at least know how to set this up. Okay, and the of is a multiplication, so it's 0.35 times 60. Now, in the new test, you get a calculator, so it doesn't matter what these numbers are. And the 35% is 35 over 100. Okay, anything else?
That's 7/20.
Yeah, whatever it is. So, okay, is that it, Seth? You think we're done?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So, percent questions are common, and this was a fairly straightforward one.
Why do you think more girls would go on the hayride?
They sponsored the hayride. Interesting. They sponsored a hayride. So you would think that by sponsoring it, they would be monitoring it and running it, not going on it. Right? Right? If you're sponsoring, that means you're supporting financially, and you're going to want to encourage other people to go, not necessarily yourself. Isn't that a little... Shouldn't they have said participated on a hayride?
Yeah. Huh.
Well, I don't know, but maybe not participate, because only a certain fraction of people went on it. Who knows? We're doing much too much analysis right now. We're done. Yep. Have a great day, everyone. Like us, dislike us, give us comments on our YouTube videos, or email us at satmathquestionoftheday@gmail.com. And if you have any SAT math questions, email them to us, and we'd be more than happy to do them together and do them publicly. Okay, everyone, have a great day. Enjoy your day. Take care. Bye-bye, everyone.